Hello Virgo, here's your weekly horoscope for March 14 to March 20th. Well, it was a very interesting week last week, that's for sure, and this week things should be a little bit better. Let's talk about Mars and Gemini first of all. Mars and Gemini is a very, very powerful Mars placement because Gemini is a sign of the twins and it kind of doubles up everything. So when Mars is in Gemini, most people feel that they have twice as much energy than they did before. But as well, we tend to go off on too many directions sometimes with Mars and Gemini. There's a desire to start too many things or try to chase down too many paths at once. Now, that doesn't work for your sign because Virgo, you know you need to be logical, you need to be practical, and you need to know what you've planned and what you've planned is going to work. And you know, when things don't go according to plan, unfortunately, that's when you get knocked off the rails. You need to know that what you've planned and what you've decided and what you want is going to go the way you want. It's not that you're stubborn about it, like the fixed signs, for example, but it's more that you get too analytical about it and you have a famous quality called neurosis at times. You worry so much about things. You're so detail-oriented. Well, the Mars in Gemini accentuates that. So let's put it this way. You may not have, very many issues this week, but people around you may be finding, oh my gosh, you're driving me crazy because you're too detail-oriented with Mars in Gemini. Having said that, the Mars is beginning to trine the planet Saturn on Tuesday. So you may find that, okay, things will go a little bit better, at least from Tuesday on this week. Virgo, sometimes you, like your opposite sign, Pisces, will play the martyr a little bit. You know, you don't mean to manipulate, or maybe you do sometimes. But I think that what it is more a matter of you worry too much about a lot of things. And when the Mars is in Gemini such as this, and there's a few planets in Pisces, your opposite sign as well, it tends to highlight some of your more negative qualities. And that's why last week, and perhaps at times this week, there may be some troubles presenting themselves. It's because they are opportunities for you to take a look at your own behavior, your own thoughts, your own feelings, and perhaps decide, well, maybe I do need to do things a little differently. The good news is the Mars-Saturn trine this week will help you do things differently. Another thing that you are resistant to do sometimes is to really air your feelings. You may air your thoughts and ideas, but you try to get your emotions out of the picture, and you're a human being. Every human being has emotions. The Pisces planets that have been going on, Sun conjunct Venus in Pisces all this week, Venus conjunct Neptune all last week, and as well the first few days of this week, this may have brought up some emotional issues for you. Again, that's not a great thing for your sign. You sometimes don't deal with your emotions very well or emotional confrontations. There is a tendency for your sign to either do too much or too little when it comes to expressing your emotions and making sure that you get your fair share. But in any relationship, it's always about meeting people halfway, no matter what your sign is. And you tend to do too much for other people sometimes, but you don't necessarily do enough to take care of your own needs. You expect other people to do that. That's not the way life really works. So it's really difficult for you to find that proper balance. You know, in every horoscope sign, the signs on either side of you provide a little bit of clue to what you can do to help yourself. So on either side of you have Leo, a very egotistic, strong sign. So you need to tap into some of that strength that you have hidden inside you. The other sign, Libra, is all about balance and communication in a way that's fair. And they're ruled by the planet Venus, so they can put their feelings and emotions into their communications, usually in a good way. So take a little bit of a hint from the signs on either side of you and think about it and see, can I bring in some of those other qualities into what I'm doing this week? I say that because with the Mars in Gemini trining Saturn in Aquarius, you can tap into some of that air sign energy and find that you can have better communication this week. But as well, with all these Pisces planets going on, although your emotions at times may scare you or other people's emotions scare you and you don't really want to be part of that kind of a relationship, you're a human being, and it's still important for you to get these things resolved. Because if you don't get relationship issues resolved, you tend to get really down on yourself. You tend to disappear and hide yourself away. And that isn't really what you want. What you want is you want to be understood. You want to be appreciated, and you want to be supported and loved like anybody else. But sometimes you're not best at making sure you get what you want and what you need. So make a little effort in that this week, and I'll bet you find that you can get what you want. I say that because the Sun conjunct Venus and the Venus conjunct Neptune, they will help you understand your feelings better. You may have to throw them out there at the wall or on one of your best friends or something and say, hey, do you think I'm this, that, or the other? Get some reflection back. But that kind of support coming back to you, you realize that is part of what you want, and it helps you understand yourself better. In general, with the moon this week, first of all, starting out the week with the moon in Aries, that does put the moon not in the best place for you. So in the early part, you may be exploring some of your hidden needs and emotions and feelings. But by the time the moon moves into Taurus on Tuesday through Thursday, that's a sign, another earth sign like you that's very kind to you. So by Tuesday to Thursday, you may find you're able to actually start to talk about the things that you need to talk about. There may be some issues going on at work, or it could be at home, but I feel this week, Virgo, you have a few things going on that can help you actually resolve those, but you have to be part of the resolution. You can't just sit back and expect them to be resolved on their own, or expect other people to do it for you. You have to be involved with your own life. So good luck.